and we are live. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a season 8, round 1 of the IIRL season. This is round 1 of the no assist here. Good evening, Steely. How are you doing, my friend? Welcome to the very first race of season 8. We have a bunch of new things coming out for all of you this season. I have been promoted from the assist tier 1 steward from last year to the no assist commentator, as unfortunately I have had to leave Corgi behind. He has gone off to do other things, but so you will just have me. Maybe we'll get a few special guests come in every couple of races. Who will wait and see, but we will wait and see for that. Oh, I am very good, Steely. I've kind of been looking forward to this all evening, all afternoon, to be honest with you. Like, even though we know how the sensors on the track are in this world, they're not the best. I think we are in for an absolute treat with the quality of drivers that we have got this season, and I think we are. I mean, anything is possible. We've got our, of course, NA Season 7 champion in John, who has been given the privilege to choose his car for this season as the reigning champion, and he has chosen to go with the Aston Martin. Good evening, Rids. I hope you're doing well tonight. I am doing well. We have a lot of a few returning drivers as well. Of course, DeflatedWee, who was my teammate last season, and we of course got second place in the Constructors' Championship behind the McLaren team at the time of John and Ryan. So, and he is over the season break switched to a wheel. So we'll have to wait to see how his pace turns out. And of course, you can see when he selects his car, we have a returning team of the start of last season, which of course JJ and Willow were teammates at the start of last season in the Alpine, but they have switched over to the V-Carb. So I wonder how that will turn out. Of course, Willow is a very good driver. Will hopefully be up there challenging John for race wins, podiums, and that's kind of what we expect from them. And we've got a plethora of other drivers here that could maybe throw a sprinkle of surprise in there. Good evening to you, David. I hope you are very well tonight. So, for Season 8 in this IIRL season, we have made a bunch of changes. So, with the first change I'll start with is in the order of races that we have got here. So, on Tuesday, as you can see, it will still be our no assist here. And this is where the first change comes in. Assist tier 1 has been switched out for F2 tier. F2 tier is back in IIRL for the first time, I think, since Season 2, which was last won by DeflatedWee. And on Sundays, we have a kind of a mixed joint assist tier 1 and assist tier 2 to make one assist tier, which will be very fun. It's more focused on the constructors' battles rather than singles gold. Of course, David, I am so looking forward to Thursday's F2 race. I cannot wait. I will be honest, I have done no practice, but here we are. So we will work that out as it goes. And of course, our second change for this season is we have taken the liberty to ban hard tyres in some tracks. The hard tyres have ridiculous tyre wear at some of the circuits have been chosen on our calendar, which I will go through in a little bit of time. But there are 5 tracks on the calendar which hard tyres are not allowed to be used. And this, the season opener at Imola, is one of those tracks. So if a driver uses the hard tyres, they have to accidentally uses the hard tyres, they will be required to switch immediately. As we are waiting for all our drivers to join the lobby, we will have to see what is going on. Of course, Imola, very, very fast flowing track, very narrow, of course, too, for these futuristic super fast Formula cars, which will make overtaking very difficult. But I think with the addition of strategies and essentially a mandatory 2-stop we'll be seeing, with the hard tyres being banned, who knows what strategies we'll see and who will come out on top after the 32 laps of this race. Some drivers, yeah. I don't know why, people, probably just a bit of ring rust of remembering what time we are supposed to be starting, but it's not the end of the world. I think it gives few drivers more time to get themselves in the zones and everything you love to see. We have got full qualifying for tonight, so that will make it interesting. So we'll have, I'm not 100% sure how many drivers we've got in the lobby at the moment, so I'm not sure how many drivers will get out. But of course, when you get to Q2, 5 drivers out, and the same for Q1, for Q3 even. Of course, I mean, particularly, I would love a bit of weather. It would throw half the idealistics of the championship out the window. It does look a bit damp. Of course, clouds. I mean, I'm not telling. We'll have to wait and see, I'll have to wait and see for any information to come out of the Discord to see if there is strategy for the race, or see if there is wet tyres required for the race. And first out on track is a McLaren. It is the McLaren of Smaller Smiley, of course, a returning driver from last season. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he won the season opener of Bahrain last season. Of course, Bahrain is a bit later on in the calendar this season, which, as Smaller Smiley is on his outlap, I will take you through the calendar of this season. So our round 1, of course, is Imola, as you can see. Round 2 is Miami, which is a sprint weekend. Then round 3 is Mexico, which the hard tyres have been banned on. Round 4 is Spain, also with hard tyres banned. Silverstone, round 5. Portugal, round 6. So we are getting to drive the Portimao circuit in this world. And that is also a sprint. Not many drivers will have done Portugal, so we'll have to wait and see to see how rusty people are. Hungary is round 7. Hard tyres are banned on that as well, as Small Smiley comes to start his lap. We've got more drivers getting out on track. He might have to negate the traffic of the Aston Martin here, but Aston Martin stays out the way. Then we have a week break, continuing on with the calendar. Australia is round 8. China is round 9. Italy is round 10. Japan is round 11, which hard tyres are banned. Bahrain is round 12, and Saudi Arabia is our final round of the season, with it being a sprint weekend. And as Smaller Smiley enters Sector 2 here, he's on a pretty decent run, as you can see. Did not invalidate there, so that's what we love to see. Steely throwing in the hype, and thank you, David, for subscribing with Prime. Very much appreciated. So, Smaller Smiley using a lot of his overtake here, goes down to medium battery. He will be the very first driver to cross the line for this Q1 session of NA. No assist this season. He sets a 1:16.1 is 2, but you know. Instead, he's saying he had a grid Portugal race, so he might very well be looking for that when he races in the assist here, and I believe F2. Stop the count. I would. Oh, and as Magic Gamer crosses the line. Sorry, I missed that. But he goes fastest, as we have. JJ crossed the line next, goes P3 with an 18.5, and the Alpine of Prev goes a third ahead of JJ. Velocity Gamer up to the line next, is running out his battery to the line, goes P2, and the Ferrari of Wee up next goes fastest. That wheel is definitely helping him. There's Shivers is next across the line. He is going to set a P2, 7/10 slower than DeflatedWee, but I think DeflatedWee is a bit OP at the moment. And John, reigning champion, crosses the line next, and he beats DeflatedWee by a 10th. I think we could have a real battle on here between John and DeflatedWee here, as the next car to cross the line is not that one, but we'll watch it. Has got a Mercedes of, I believe, Marlboro said starting a lap. We'll see what he can do. Of course, he is one of our no assist debutants here tonight. Good evening, Powen. If you are on Xbox, you should be able to join off DeflatedWee's profile, and if you are on PS, I think you might have Padge will be able to send you an invite if you message him or something. And am I mistaken, or was that a slight drop of rain here? I might have just been some particles, but I very much mistake that for the rain. Wee has brought out its inner Senna. I believe so. He is. Oh yeah, perfect. When he's coming into the pits now, so hopefully he'll be able to send you an invite then. As Malware Sled is on, as John retires from the session. Of course, there are 14, so no one will be going out at the moment. But Malware Sled goes P8 ahead of JJ. Very respectful time from him in his debut. And it started raining. It has officially started raining, which means the times are not going to get any quicker. So these, as Deton has invalidated his lap, and Padge is up next who is also invalidated, we could be seeing the top 10 of drivers that are making it. I mean, everyone's making it through to Q2. it is raining. I forgot that there's this is Q1, not Q2. So we will have to. I don't think we'll be seeing any quicker times here from people. So car on track. We'll watch Gertie Steve on his lap. as he is warming up. He is on the soft tyres currently, so we'll have to see how quickly. We'll have to wait and see how Gertie Steve sets his lap and see how slippy the track is as well. Of course, we know how tracks can get wet on dry tyres. Classic YouTube challenge here: wet tires, dry track. The other way around: dry tyres, wet track. No, yeah, that's the one. So we'll keep an eye on how slippy Gertie Steve is. Doesn't use too much of his battery going up to the line, down the first straight. As he heads into Variante Tamburello, he has a little bit of slip on the curb there, but hasn't invalidated, so he is gonna carry on. He goes into tow, so we'll see how his exit is, how on the throttle he is able to get, and he is squirming. So this track is not at its potential. And he invalidates. Oh no, that is unfortunate. I mean, he is through anyway, so I don't think he will worry about it anyway. I believe he will try again. He has retired from this session, so if you message him again saying it didn't work, then he will be able to invite you again. Unfortunately, I do not have you added, and I do not think I can do it now. So next time I will, for next week I will add you as well, so that way I can quickly add you as well. I invite you if need be as well. So we'll have that prepared for future races. So, Gertie Steve, of course, is going again. I think he just wants to get a lap on the board here. But at the end of it, they're all going through. So I don't think we have to get anything to worry about. Codcamper is now out on track for his run. Willow has not yet made it out on track. Oh, you are Powan's in. That's good. Let's go. So he can now, they can now make it into the session, as Deaton has now retired from the session. Yeah. Who needs Crofty? I mean, I think my favourite comparison is probably Will Buxton. I think I will be Captain Obvious sometimes, but still part of the fun. So Gertie Steves goes a second slower than JJ in completely different conditions to the way JJ set his lap. So I think Gertie Steve will be very happy with that to start with, and he gets a little practice if it continues raining for Q2. And if it dries up, then he'll also have the practice on the softs as well. Yeah, if you qualify first. I have got that wrong. Codcamper is on the intermediates, which I didn't know. So he is going for the Q2 practice here, as I believe Steve has run out of fuel going into the chicane there in sector 3. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the "if you finish first, you win the race" line. That's my go-to quote. We'll see what Codcamper is planning on doing with his intermediates run. The track has got droplets on it, so I imagine it's very slippy. It's set to a very respectable 20.3. As we have got 5 minutes left of the Michael Owen-esque. Yeah. Michael Owen, good on the pitch, not so good off it. Like, even his kids couldn't add up to the fame. They had to go on Love Island. As we get more drivers retiring from this session. Prev is the next to follow up. He's very respectable P7. That's an unstoppable penalty, apart from... Velocity Racer is next to cross the line. He was on the Masked Singer? Since when did I miss that? What year was he on it? That went right over my head. That I must have just completely ignored it when I saw it, because Codcamper does a little burnout into the pit lane. Of course, he is a part of the Mercedes team this season. He was donor. What in the broke nonsense? If you're referring to Teddy Sheringham was on it too. Oh no, I am in disbelief. I don't think we'll be seeing any of these drivers come out on track for the last 3 minutes, as none of them will be able to go quicker. Of course, Padge and Willow are the only ones that haven't gone on track. But when we had the dry period, John and DeflatedWee P1 and 2, Debutant Magic Gamer 2K 7/10 back off Wee, and then Shivers a 10th off that, returning driver. Velocity Racer, another debutant, 4/10 back, and Smaller Smiley 2/10 back off that. Prev, returning driver. Marlboro Sled, of course, debutant in the no assist category, but is a champion in assist tier 2. He won the season 5 edition of assist tier 2. I was his teammate that year. We did not win the constructors. As DeflatedWee is in the chat saying he wants to rip his head off, and why would you like? You can't do. Why would you like to rip your head off? Do not. Do not talk. You don't worry, Steely. I'm not going to talk about certain things. But Marlboro Sled was our champion of that year, so he is now switched over from the assist category to the no assist category, and is making a very good name for himself so far. And as we wait, we'll have to wait the 1 minute and 10 seconds. As we wait for the Red Bull team deciding to wait out the time just to see what the weather conditions do in the next minute, as if there's time for them to go back out on track anyway. But little known fact about this circuit, it's in Italy. Honestly, no idea who's being knocked out. This could go any which way. I think we could be seeing anyone from potentially John John. In fact, even John John might be out. Who knows? I mean, I imagine with. There we are. So Q1 is officially over. We have a top 3 of John John. Very happy with that time he will be. We have DeflatedWee and our debutante of Madder Gamer 2K. That way he can't get caught in 4K. That's the first thing to go into my head. The Dakar GP. Ooh. Oh, it's actually... okay. I thought it was. I mean, the plane destination said Hanoi, so I don't know where I am. I'll be honest with you. I'm not 100% sure where I am or where I'm supposed to be. And our first driver on track is a Williams of. Oh, it is Shivers on his first run. Everyone is on the find my iPhone. Yeah, my find my iPhone doesn't it bugs out, so sometimes it puts me in some places I'm not. I think the weirdest one I had was Kenya. It put me in Kenya for like a minute, and I was kind of like, meanwhile somewhere else. I mean, bear in mind I've never actually been out of the country, so seeing my Find My iPhone end up in Kenya did not make sense. I mean, I've just been lucky that my my headphones have never been stolen, and they've been like shipped off to like Asia to be jailbreaked. They call me Bear Grylls. They call me Bear. And that is one of my personal favorite songs of all time, not just in the land of FIFA World Cup songs. That is among the best. I will see how these drivers get off on their qualifying laps. We do not know if it is going to dry up yet, so I imagine we'll be seeing a lot of long runs here. We'll be seeing a lot of invalidations too for the next 12 minutes and 38 seconds. As I just taking note of who's out on track. So basically everyone's out, or almost everyone is out of track at the moment. It's just easier to say that than anything else. So Shivers will be the very first to cross the line, so we'll get a gauge of where the pace is, as we don't, because he invalidates in the chicane. That is very unfortunate for him there. Codcamper is next. He hasn't invalidated, so we'll see. We'll actually get a gauge of lap times now here. I think Shivers will be very unfortunate with he's been very unfortunate with that. So we get a gauge for different fuel loads as well, because some people like to do multiple runs. There's a little slide on the end at the end of the circuit, but that's a time difference. Gertie Steve crosses the line 5,000 ahead of Codcamper. We in third, and then we have a Red Bull next across the line in Magic Gamer. Magic Gamer, who goes P4. Alpine up next, who must have invalidated. Oh no, it was Eton. And then we have Marlboro Sled, who is currently starting a lap, who is JJ behind him. Well, Smaller Smiley, who has turned on his ghost muscle on his lap, so must have had a little spin. I mean, that's like saying that it's a microwave. So, I might just call it a chicken from now on. There's Smaller Smiley, he goes through the third chicken of the circuit. I'm gonna add that to my list of jokes for this season. But it microwave as Smaller Smiley finishes his first run on the intermediate tyres. He goes a respectable P5. He'll be looking to get higher up that leaderboard, as we have Magic Gamer across the line again, and Detron across the line again. So I think next across the line is Mabrased, who is invalidated, unfortunately for him. JJ is up next. Let's see what he can do. There's P7, is looking for consistency at the moment. Then we have a McLaren up next. Michael Jack. Tee. This is where I need a joke book. I just pull out the joke book. There's Velocity Racer crosses the line next to go P7 ahead of JJ. As now we have Padge cross the line first, and then but Padge is on the gravel. That is very unfortunate for him. So we'll see what John comes up with. Of course, John will be hoping for good stuff, and he goes a 6/10 quicker than Gertie Steve. And then we have Smaller Smiley up to the line, goes P2. Great improvement there from him. And then we have Magic Gamer next. He goes, so the track is ramping up. Times are getting quicker here. Deton is next, but isn't able to improve. And then we have Marlboro, who is invalidated again, unfortunately, so he's going to go for another lap. And I believe JJ, unfortunately, did not improve. What do you call an alligator in a vest? What do you call an alligator in a vest? Investigator. Oh no! As Codcamper has retired from the session, I think that is a pit lane retirement. As Padge goes to cross the line, we will see what he can. Steely, I do hope it makes the highlights, because that'll make my season, and we're not even one race in yet. What do you call a sheep with no legs? Wool? Woolly? A cloud? Right. Was better than I was expecting. Malpro crosses the line, gets a valid lap. He goes P7, just behind DeflatedWee. And JJ does not improve. What's pink and hard? Rock? Pink Panther? No, maybe. What's pink? I need to think of pink things. A pig with... Sure. As Shivers goes quickest, that is a very good lap. He must be on very low fuel, or managed just to find the right. Don't do it. Don't do what? What? Jinx everything. I'll give everyone commentator's curse. How about that? They'll all enjoy it. But as that is Maristad letting. Oh, Maristad has spun. Oh, there's a curse command. Oh, that's cool. No, David, do not apologise. Your jokes are amazing, and they are really funny. All you got to do now is turn them into like images or GIFs or something, and stick them into the meme channel. No, as I'm losing track, Willow is now on track, so he has finally made it out of the garage, but he has invalidated his first lap. Google is a fine tool. Always, my friend. No, let's do a lap with Willow here. Of course, was in the running for the 81 championship last season, and I believe for a long while was in the running, was up there in the no assist battle as well. So we'll see what Willow can come out with here. Very nice through the Varese Tamburello. And on his run into Toza, he goes purple in air quotes. But we'll have to see what that is like when he comes out on track. You see, David can't turn on a microwave and you can't stand up, so... But as Willow enters the split time for the Sec 2, he goes purple again. Air quotes, of course. We do not trust this sort of measuring secret because it is totally inaccurate. So we'll wait to see when he crosses the line. As we have, he goes P4. Not bad for a first run. He is 2/10 off. As Smaller Smiley is out on track on the wets. Not something I expected to see. Oh, I think, not sure if Wee is on a run there, but it didn't look too bad there from too much going on there. The smallest course in this realm of life, the intermediates are about the same as the wets. So no one really tends to use them when it gets wet, so unless he's trying to save tyres for the race, because it could be wet, or maybe there's potentiality for rain. So maybe they just want to save a couple of sets if they know that the intermediates is going to be the best tyre for the end. The Shivers is ride tired, and DeflatedWee has invalidated his lap, which is very unfortunate for him. Of course, now we will be seeing drivers go out, the slowest 4 tyres, which one of them will be Padge, unfortunately, as Malbro has parked it up, and that's not Smallest Mile, that's Velocity Racer had a little moment there. Foot's attached. Yeah, that's all you need. You don't need for it to work. You just need for it to be attached and then let everything else do its job. I mean, you can walk on one leg anyway. Call them hop. Whereas Velocity Racer comes to the line. I mean, the weather does look exactly the same, but times are getting improving as drivers are getting used to the conditions. Velocity Gamer goes 11th, so unfortunately not into the top 10 as of yet. Then we've got, I believe that is Willow coming to the line next, but he is pitting, so he must have only fueled up for one run. We got Prev starting another lap. And as Malbro retires, so he is risking it. He thinks he will be safe, or he hasn't got enough time to go out yet for again, which he doesn't because there's 33 seconds left. And as cars on track, this will be their last runs, or they will be starting their last runs. The Ferrari and Aston Martin of Wee and John respectively will now be starting their final runs. And I believe that will be it for drivers starting their runs, as John goes quickest by a tenth, 2 tenths essentially, to Shivers. He'll be very happy with that. Then we have, I think Rev will be the next car to finish a run. Everyone else is pitting. Good evening, Padge. I hope you are well. I hope you are enjoying the track conditions that are out there. I know it's not ideal, but I hope you still are enjoying them. As Padge is on track. Oh, there's a laughy face. Ignore I said anything. Ignore I said anything. So Prev went P9. Deton is out of fuel, which means DeflatedWee is going to be, DeflatedWee and John are going to be the last ones to cross the line. So we'll see what we can do first. We improved by 3 tenths, and John is not on a quick lap, so he will be in as well. And that is the end of our Q2. As you can see, Malbro there in P10, just scraping it through. He has predicted that to perfection. Which means that the drivers going out in Q2 are Deton, Velocity Racer, JJ and Padge. But that doesn't mean they will be able to have a stellar start from the back of the grid. As we end the Q2, the 10 drivers through to Q3 are John, Shivers, Madagamer, Willow, DeflatedWee, Small Smiley, Gertie Steve, Codcamper, Prev, and Malbro Sled. And Deton missed. Oh, wow. Deton, that's a close gap. I completely missed that, but that is incredible. It's a very, very sparse set of times there. Very, very difficult conditions as it's still raining for Q3. So as our 10 drivers get ready for the last 12 minutes left of the session, Deton, can you give us any conditions for the weather conditions for the race? So we know if it is going to be wet or anything like that. Similar. Oh, wow. So it's going to start dry and then get wet. Okay. So that means the new hard tyre rule is basically ineffective for the new banning of hard tyres is basically ineffective for this race. But it does mean that there might be some very, very interesting racing here. Of course, you'll have some drivers who want to show themselves off, as Metagamer is first on track. There's nothing wrong with bad jokes. You should have seen Killian's jokes at the end of last season. Killian, while me and Corgi were streaming AT1, he was making some of the most like really random jokes. Like, I think during one of the final races, me and Corgi requested one about an air fryer, and somehow he managed to make one. But it was like they were good memes as well. So then I took up his mantle for the reveal stream a couple of weeks back, and I decided to create some memes about the final races of the season. And like, I think in our last round of season 7 AT1, there was a lot of tyres exploding. So I made a meme about that, and also about like when you're showing your friends like what team you are for season 8, and like just really random stuff that I just thought would be funny to make. But so compared to Q2, as Metagamer unfortunately invalidates his first run, so we have Gertie Steve, who is second in the running. As Mabra said, has selected the soft tyres, so he is predicting that it is going to dry up before the end. That could be a very good call. We'll have to see how the weather turns out. As I was saying before, I saw that Metagamer, what's the word? I forgot what the word. Invalidated his lap. The weather conditions don't look as bad compared to Q2. So we'll definitely be seeing times plummet, and potentially even see people's confidence go up. Because you've got the first two people crossing the line here of Gertie Steve and Codcamper. Codcamper would have had a nice helping of slipstream from being behind Gertie Steve for the entire lap. Not that useful in the wet, but still managed to gain him a second. Oh, we got Prev across the line in the middle of them with a P3, and then Shivers crossed the line to go P1, 7 tenths quicker than Codcamper. Next across the line will be Small Smiley, but he is unfortunately invalidated. I believe so. I believe so, Deacon. I believe that he has waited, or he is going to wait. I think they'll have more knowledge than me, because unfortunately this world does not give me the weather information. They don't give me the weather reports. So I basically just have to wait for it to happen, and that kind of makes it exciting. So as Willow kind of resets everything and goes P1, he has reset the timing boards to the way he will expect them to be, or the way he would hope them to be. We'll sit with Smaller Smiley on his lap, as you will see a few more times come in for Metagamer. Of course, he, as you can see, Marlborough said is on an outlap, and he is on an outlap on the softs. I don't know if that is a mistake or he just mistimed it, because no way in there. This track is not dry yet. I'd love to see what he can do, but I don't. It looks way too wet for his tyres. So as smaller Smiley comes to the end of his lap, and of course, if it is with the new hard tyres rule as well, if it is a dry race, smaller Smiley goes P4. He is essentially, unless that his Q3 set, he's essentially using a non-free tyre. Oh, we'll watch Malboro said, but he's sliding off already. He's in the grass. It is way too early, and he makes a choice to pit now. That's a very good, wise decision there from Malboro sled. It is just not ready for tyres yet, and it's not even the fact it's too early. It's the fact it's still raining. As Madagamer went P6, we've got more drivers coming out on track. Prev has selected the and it is on an outlap as well. This is still way too early for me. I think if you're going to risk it, you have to come out at the last moment, which is about the 2-minute mark, I would think. If you want to be one of the last tyres on track, you've got to leave the garage by about 2 minutes. Maybe a bit later, maybe about 2.5. For a 1:23 lap. And even if it has stopped raining. The track is definitely drying out, there's no question about that. It's just whether it dries out enough in the 5 minutes that there will be before the checkered flag comes out. We'll have to see what Prev and Malboro sled decide to do. As you can see, John has come back out on intermediate, so he doesn't expect it to dry out enough for slicks, which if it does will kind of which will be unfortunate for him. But if it works in his favour, then he could be on for pole. Yeah, he'll be on for pole. So Prev is going to continue his lap here. He's got the hair. You're going to need a lot more than hair dryers for this. He needs some double warm up for John. Prev is in the grass at turn 1 and 2, and well, turn 1, 3, 3, and it does. Oh no! Yeah. That. I don't know if I should be laughing to that, but it's funny to me. Remember, I said has switched back to the intermediates, so I imagine he is bailing out of this. I can laugh at anything, which is the unfortunate thing. But you know, no consequences for me. Luckily I do not live in that part of the world, so the most I have to deal with is 8 degree heat, 8 degrees centigrade. And Prev crosses the line. He does a 1:29, but I imagine he might try another warm-up lap just to get the conditions down to the best they can be for him if he is going to commit. But as David said, it's still way too wet out there. Even though it does look dry, it's just not. So you've now got more people coming out of track as well. John goes quickest again. He goes what's that? 1.6 seconds quicker than Willow, who's P2. Oh, Willow is coming out of the pit lane now. Of course, this is one of the longest pit lanes on the calendar. He is going to have to be very quick in making it to the line. It's gonna be it's gonna be those slick intermediates. Wee is out on track on the soft, so he is risking it. He is going to wait for the very last moment to see if it is safe enough to trust his instincts. Who is next? Gertie Steve crosses the line next. I think Prev went P3, is now P4. So the softs might be there for the DeflatedWee. He might have got his strategy down to a wire. So I am going to be on board with DeflatedWee when it comes, as DRS is now enabled. That is big. That is very, very big for DeflatedWee. As he said, no guts, no glory. I say go big, go home. So we will have to see if DeflatedWee is able to utilize these softs. And now I'm going to watch his lap here, because this is going to be absolutely massive for this session. As long as he doesn't invalidate, he could be close to pole. As we now have the final, the checkered flag is about to come out here. First driver that comes out crosses the line was Magic Gamer. He doesn't improve. Next up, you've got Shivers, who pits, and an Alpine of Prev, who wasn't able to improve either. So we'll see what we can do in the split here. He goes 1.2 seconds quicker. This could be big. This, if he makes it through here, this section of track here, he might be alright. Oh, that was close. That was very close there. Come on. I'm not allowed to be biased, but I'm really rooting for Wee here, because this could be absolutely incredible bit of decision making from him, and with him being 2.8 seconds, he is probably really nervous in that cockpit. As Codcamper goes P, as Willow then takes it, and DeflatedWee is going to cross the line, and he takes it by 9 tenths, but that becomes 6 tenths because Wee has got that right. British bias must stop. British bias and strategy bias are two separate things. So you've got a very very good set of times there, as the times were tumbling down, and the weather was tumbling down as well. And DeflatedWee is on pole for the very first race of this season. He switches to wheel and then becomes a absolute god, for lack of a better word. He has just got it on pole. DeflatedWee is real. I'm the first thing I'm doing after this race is done is I'm making a meme about DeflatedWee. So, at the end of that amazing Q3 session, only we and Prev were willing to make the change over to the medium tyres. The soft tyres. But at the end of the session, you have DeflatedWee on pole, John second, Willow P3, Codcamper P4, and Malboro Sled, very respectable P5. That's a great qualifying position for the Mercedes outfit. Of course, they are going to be trying to do of course, they're going to be trying to be better than their counterparts of George Russell and Kimi Antonelli, or Andrea Kimi Antonelli, or whatever his name is. As we now head into our very first 5-minute break of the season. And it does feel very strange to not have Corgi here, but I am going to return to one of our favourite segments, which I have absolutely no idea what to do for, but it is time. It's time for time. This is a returning segment where me and Corgi would usually discuss time zones, but as Imola, the Imola circuit is not in San Marino, as you might get confused. It is in the Italian. Honestly, I'm not Italian. I don't know why I'm pretending like I know things. But it's in Italy, of course. It is been hosted as the San Marino GP, which, I mean, I quite like San Marino. I'm not gonna lie to you. Which country has the most time zones? That is a very good question. And if memory serves me correctly, I want to say Russia or Australia. Because I know Australia's got a time zone that is like half an hour past. But as I am checking the answer, apparently the answer is France. Which, thinking about it, yeah, it is because of all their islands, as David has says, as we would be having a 5-minute break, but I do believe if every single one of our drivers goes, then it'll be fine. But we do have 2 paused drivers, so I think that is going to be a reset. So we are going to have a reset in this lobby here, as we don't know who the culprit was, but we are going to have a restart here in the very first race of the season, unfortunately. But you know, we'll still see cars go around the track. Why not? It's the very first race of the season, which it is fine. At the end of the day, it's the first race, so mistakes happen. But now we get to see a completely different new weather cycle, as we'll see who's still driving around on track. As we will back out now, you can hear so it was okay. That's no, don't worry about it. It's your first race. Mistakes happen. Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry. They also take screenshots of the quality times, so that way we have a recognition of who's in what car. As we wait for the lobby to get restarted, we'll go back to our time. So yeah, so the technical answer is Russia, because Russia and America both have 11 time zones. So yeah, but because France has so many different islands, that it Sid Sid the Sloth is on the screen. Yeah, good old Sid. Good old Sidders. Gotta love him. USA. No, they have like a They have like a time zone for the like East Coast, and I think they have like a couple. Like have like a 4 or 5 in the middle as well. Do I? Oh yeah, that's the one from the start of the game I just refused to claim because I didn't know when it was going to be useful because I bought the season pass first with the cash it gave me from the the pre-order bonus. So then it gave me another one. I was like, well, what do I do with it? So I never used it. Oh, to be fair, I just thought it was the amount of the messages I've got because I've got like 6 pages of 6 pages of like messages going through it that it takes way too long to get through. That I'm just not in the mood for it. Yeah, you will receive a new invitation from someone in the session and then you can select the car and be all fine with it. Yeah, it's very simple, and then the host of the lobby will go through and set the settings up with all the. And now you can select the car and perfect. We are back, and Willow has been demoted to the V card now, and as we are now getting drivers, we have um the 15 drivers in, I believe, if my math serves me correct, which I don't believe it does. It does. That's fair. And I've just realised how how European this lobby is. Yeah, that's perfect. I'll do that. I'll I'll add you even though you've added me. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, that way if you have any disconnects or anything, um, if I go here and I go here, doesn't it just appear? Hang on, I don't know why I'm doing this now. We might as well just do this now because it's not gonna. Yeah, sure. Okay, I guess it worked. All right, cool. Right, so as we wait, what other segments? I mean, oh, we, what's your, David? What's your favorite cheese? Really weird question. What's your favorite cheese? What's your favorite type of cheese? Gouda. Oh, oh, that's Steely's. Anything melt? Oh, but so you're like a mozzarella type of person, like, or just just like basic anything, any sort of melted cheese. I mean, I'm totally in agreement with that. I mean, I'd have to say my favorite cheese that I've tried is probably mozzarella. Like, I'm not a big fan of like. Oh yeah, what did we all enjoy the Christmas Day episode of Wallace and Gromit? I I went into it very um oh just cheddar, yeah. That's fair. I I mean, you know, Anton Dex. That was one of the best gags of the the Yorkshireisms. Yes. Honestly, the Yorkshireisms can't even like I don't even relate to them because I'm not a Yorkshirean. But the bit that always cracks me up is Feathers McGraw. I'll be honest with you, Feathers McGraw always cracks me up. Anyone see? I think we're about to get off this. How have we gone from F1 to Wallace and... I don't know. But, that's part of the vibe. Who? Yeah, that is Feathers. Wensleydale! Cheese, Gromit! Cheese! Hopefully hopefully we don't get copyright strikes from certain corporation. Eh, eh, Honestly, a lot of things will, but that one didn't. That I quite like that one personally. I would. Yeah, we don't want your thumbs to be hurting. It is. We want to save them for Thursday's race in the F2 cars. So I imagine because the F2 cars are a lot thinner, smaller, less wide. That that overtaking will be a lot more fun during those narrow circuits. It's unfortunate Monaco isn't on our calendar, really. I think Monaco and the F2 cars would have been absolutely amazing. Yeah, the force feedback on the F2s is really like I I I really get on with it for some reason. I don't know what I think it suits my driving style that I find it a bit easier to drive. And like, to be fair, the part I love about the F2 cars is you can just floor it anywhere. Yeah, they don't have any power steering. That's a good point. But I just love the fact you can just like put your foot down anywhere. As we wait, we got a 3 minute break. The power. We got a 3 minute break as the drivers will have to put back on their setups and sort their race strategies out. Where, of course, the as our knowledge from Deton said, the race conditions were going to be similar to quali. So I imagine will be it's very sunny at the moment though, so I imagine it's going to get wet at some point in time. However, we'll still be seeing potentiality of 2 stops before the rain, depending when the rain is going to come in. Could we be seeing people start on the softs? Could we be see people starting on the mediums? Of course, we do have a formation lap to gauge out what people will be doing, and we can discuss what we expect to happen on race start and so forth until the rain comes. But let's get some race predictions in the chat. Who do we think is going to win this race? Of course, you would put your bets on the. I believe that they were the top 3 in the championship order last season, if I'm not mistaken. I believe John, Willow, and oh, we the 2 predictions we got are The car that finishes first, Captain Obvious, is back. Welcome back. And Steely says, Steely, you driving the safety car, Steely? Powen says himself. Powen is confident in his abilities. The safety car usually helps. Oh no, you should be driving the medical car. Oh, missed opportunity. Forget the safety car. We'll pick you up and carry you over to the medical car. That way you are the injured helping the injured. David reckons I will win, as we are now off for the formation lap. So we will have the... I'm not allowed that one. That one, and let's have tyre strategies. So, well, we have got a nice little mix. We have got... nice little mix. We have got John and Willow and Smaller Smiley and JJ on the soft, and everyone else is on the medium. So I think we could be seeing a lot of drivers, maybe potentiality going longer, expecting the rain to be in. As good evening, Daniel. Welcome to the stream. We have the first race of season 8. The hard tyres are banned, so no driver is permitted to use them. Thought we got a better... We'll see how the race start will go. Oh, ignore those race strategies. They are not legal in our in this race. We'll be seeing I imagine John and Willow will definitely be trying that, as we will. The tires, the cars line up their tires on the track. Oh, unfortunately, Gertie Steve and Prev and JJ have unfortunately all been reset here. They went too far. As we now get ready for there's 5 red lights, and it's 5 red lights, and away they fly for the very first race of the season. Until we get a better camera angle of this race, we'll see them go tooth and nail into the very first corner here, as Wee and John makes it past Wee into turn 1. Little bit of argy-bargy at the back. We have a little spinner. I believe that is Power. JJ is unfortunately round with the McLaren of Velocity Racer, and D-Ton got caught up in something as well. We have got near the front Willow making a move on DeflatedWee into Toza. There's absolutely manic. We've got Prev making it past Marlboro Sled here. But see, the soft runners, the 2 soft runners that started in the top 4 have made it past the pole starter of DeflatedWee. Now they're going to be trying to make it their way through, but we'll have to see if it is possible, given the fact that DRS will be enabled from lap 2. As you can see, there is a little gap forming between Willow and DeflatedWee here. Oh, gap is very, very important here. It's going to be very, 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 very difficult to spread out. As you can see in the background, I think that is Willow making a move past John, and then you've got Prev making it all side by side, and they have contact there. Gertie Steve might have been sent over the curb there, but luckily nothing too bad came out of that. Small Smiley has now made it past Gertie Steve in the fall off from that. So we'll have to see. Wee is still there, so Wee at the current moment is still going to have DRS. Powen makes his way past Madagamer, given the fact that he had no practice in qualifying to get his red speed. He has started very well. Then we have Codcamper, who has stayed in neutral. Mabro Sled has fallen back to P9. He'll be very much looking to get back into it. He unfortunately has lost DRS as Shivers gets our first time limit penalty of the race, as Willow sets the fastest lap of the race so far, and John makes his way past Willow. As you can see, I think DeflatedWee might have had DRS. That is very, very good for him, because he is now going to be able to stay with him. And unfortunately, I've just remembered that I am not going to be able to check to see track limits warnings. And Steely, you're very right, the top 5 have managed to separate the gap, so Prev downwards are going to be looking to try and claw their way back. And with how powerful the DRS is, you'll imagine that they are going to struggle with this, and are potentially going to need that eventuality of rain, or a safety car to help them get back into this race. We have, it's all starting to calm down. It's only really like as Powen gets our second time limit penalty of the race. It's lap 4 as Willow makes his way past John again. I imagine that those two will be trying to look at using their soft tyres to the biggest benefit they can. Well, funny. I can if I was second streamer. Unfortunately, I am the only streamer, so I can't. If my partner in crime, Corgi, was here, then he would be able to, but as main streamer, I cannot. And funny you should say that, Steely, because me and I believe your NA stewards for the season are going to be myself and Corgi. So we have been promoted from your 81 stewards to NA stewards this season. I think we decided on that earlier. So me and him will be doing the steward reporting. No, I'm stewarding NA. I'll be stewarding these races. Promoted, and to be fair, I had a third of the work last season, as Smaller Smiley has made his way past Prev with the help of DRS. Those soft tyres helping, so they're going to be trying to get back into the swing of it. However, that gap is falling down as Gertie Steve has made his way past Prev off track, I believe. So Prev manages to make his way back through, as the top 5 are all still separated by a couple of seconds. I think I'm not 100% sure at this current moment, so you'll have to wait and see for that. I think you'll be told. I think we'll be told. Someone will be told eventually. As Magic Gamer gets our next 3-second time penalty of the race. And Smaller Smiley is also next. He's very unfortunate to get a 3-second time penalty. And as we have a spinner, it is Velocity Gamer. I think had a moment at the... I think it's the... I can't remember. Aqua Minerale, that's the one. So we'll have to see how, and Gertie Steve makes his way past Prev again. And we have another spinner, but that is Gertie Steve. I think he had a moment at turn 1, the turn 1 complex. Mineral Water. Yeah, I should just give them all nicknames. As Velocity Gamer gets his first time penalty of the race through the Mineral Water corner. That's not the Mineral Water corner. John is making his way through Mineral Water. At the current moment, he's got Willow just 2/10 behind him currently. Honestly, at any point in time, any one of these drivers could get a track limit warning. Gertie Steve has gone round again. Very unfortunate start to this race for him. Hopefully he will be able to bounce back. I mean, I took part in the practice lobby we do on Mondays, and John only got 2 warnings the entire time, as they are almost 3 wide, but Codcamper makes his way through. I think those soft tyres might be running out of charge here, as Deton gets a 3-second time penalty, but John I know only got 2 warnings the entire race. So if any driver is going to be not getting a penalty, I'd put my money on John, and I think that'd be a very safe bet. It was a lovely move from Codcamper on the outside as Velocity Gate Racer has spun at the end of the Variante Alta. Nope, that's Tamburello. There we are, that's the one. And Shivers gets another time penalty. We have so Shivers has fallen out of DRS, so the top 4 are all separated by just over 1.5 seconds. Thank you very much, David. Tamburello is turn 1. Yeah, I will forget that, and I'm good. I know the names, just not where they are. That's usually my go-to. The only one I'm 100% certain on is Tozer. That's the only one I know off by heart. So, I might as well just call everything Tozer from now on, just that way I don't get confused. As John gets very close to the back of Codcamper through the chicken, as Powen gets another 3-second time penalty. And JJ gets a time penalty as well. Time penalties are flying through as drivers are getting more and more confident with the track. I'll have a little look to see who has not that one. It's yeah, so we got Shivers has got 6 seconds penalty so far. Small Smiley with 3. Powen's got 6. Magic Gamer's got 6. And Deton, JJ, and Velocity Racer have 3 seconds of time penalties. And we have a moment for the Mercedes Marlboro sled at the end of Minerale, as we now see oh wow, John and DeflatedWee pitting at the same time on 2 separate compounds. And we have where's the position change one? I'm going to find this if it's the last thing I do. Yeah, so position changes so far. We have got Shivers is up 5 positions, so is Smaller Smiley. Powen is up 9 positions. Of course, the 2 of the front runners have pitted, but we'll have to wait and see how towards the end of the race that falls into their favour. I think John has pitted around the right times for the softs, but you would expect John looks around the outside of Deton and makes the move on the outside of Tozer, and there's a little bit of contact there, unfortunately, for Deton, but John and we have both made their way through. And as we go back to the front of the grid, you have Willow, who I imagine will be coming in this lap to not be undercut by John, which he has. So Codcamper is going to carry on, and everyone else will be promoted by 1 position. And Prev gets a 10-second time penalty, so he sped. So he's sped in the pit lane. That is very unfortunate for Prev in the first race of the season. He pits onto the soft tyres. Powen gets a another 3-second time penalty. I believe that takes his total up to 9. Now, Wee is going to have to try and pull away from John. Of course, those three are in their own separate train here. Oh, we got 3-second gaps between the top, so we'll watch the ongoing battle between the top 3 at the start of this race. Just that way we get some nice little battling moments, but they won't want to hold each other up, because at the end of the day, if they get overcut, they will not finish first. And you know what happens if they don't finish first? They won't win. Will Bucks in 2023 or 2024. The smoke definitely isn't pretty. I mean, we had our Brazil race. We has I think locked his rears into the final 2 corners. As we have a safety car. There is a safety car in this race. I don't know what for, but Magic Gamer has timed that perfectly. Padge has come in. I don't know what brought out that safety car, but that has definitely helped JJ and Gertie Steve. JJ, no, it helps Gertie Steve because JJ has just pit, but it does allow them all to catch back up. So this is essentially a free pit stop for the top 5. I don't think John will be best pleased with that. Marlboro. Oh, we'll have to wait to see how the grid sorts itself out. But as they are pitting, we'll watch Codcamper's pit stop in this race. See what the Mercedes garage can do for him, as they have lent his car. They've lent Lewis's car to him, and this should put Codcamper in. This will put Codcamper into the lead of this race. It might not actually. As I say this, I do not know. Of course, this pit lane is very long, as the Williams of Shivers turns on his ghost muscle. Honestly, I'll be honest with you, David. I have no clue what caused that safety car. There was a yellow flag at one moment. Next thing you know, there wasn't. And DeflatedWee is going to come out in P1, but I think Codcamper is going to come out in P2. So he has managed to jump John and Willow. And Magic Gamer has unfortunately got a drive-through. Power got a 10-second time penalty in there somewhere. Penalties are flying through, like, trying to find the something. Gertie Steve has also got a drive-through, and Magic Gamer has retired from the session after getting the drive-through. That is a very unfortunate end to his debut. As I was saying, I have no clue how that safety car came out. I presume maybe it was maybe someone touched the wall or something. Maybe got a bit of front wing damage that we didn't necessarily see. So at the moment, you would say that Codcamper is going to be on the freshest tyres. Wee's tyres, Deflated's tyres, will only last probably about 5 more laps. Padge gets a 3-second time penalty under the safety car. That's very unfortunate for him. Even though I will say that I have done that before, so I can't really say much about that. As we wait for... Oh, it does depend when the rain is due, but it's definitely got less sunny. However, it doesn't look like it's going to rain anytime soon. Or if the rain's even going to come. I mean, we'll play it by ear with that. We don't have... They don't send, as I said earlier, they don't send the weather reports to my commentary box. No, he retired in the pit lane. I saw, no, he retired in the pit lane. I saw a Red Bull in the pit lane when he retired, so he should be fine. Yeah, this world does like to get wet a bit quickly, unfortunately. Oh, Gertie Steve pits to serve his. I believe he got a 10-second time penalty, so I believe he's in to serve that. So hopefully the safety car should be in this lap. And Gertie Steve has retired from this race as well. Oh. As we wait for Prev to catch up to the safety car, and then we should be in. But I think it might be next lap instead of this lap. So in terms of tyre strategy, you may be looking at Velocity Racer, Power to make some headway straight away. And safety car is in this lap. Bunch. So we'll have to see if DeflatedWee can get a good restart here to allow him to get away from what will be the very dangerous Codcamper on the medium tyres. I've actually experienced that throttle limiter. In last season's 82 Saudi Arabia race, we had the throttle limiter come out. And we gets a squirmy exit, which means that he even if he's on the softs, he will be hopefully looking at Willow, seeing maybe he'll be hoping that Willow will try and challenge Codcamper into turn 1, and he looks for it, but isn't going to make the move. I do not know why the mechanics made that installation to our cars, to the cars that they give us, but I guess it's to protect Bert Mylander or something. But you know, it makes no sense, but I guess it's for safety reasons. So we are underway. Apparently, anything that could have gone wrong just did. Yeah. For some reason, my screens in my commentary box have not updated to tell me the safety cars came in. But Prev gets a 3-second time penalty, I believe. Got a warning through the chicken. That's very unfortunate for your race, Gertie. Hopefully you'll have a better race in the coming races, in whichever races you're doing in the future, if you're doing F2 or AT or whichever one's your next races. JJ has made his way past Velocity Racer into turn 1. Very good move there. But the top 6 are all within DRS of each other, kind of similar to what we saw at the start of this race. Prev has made his way past Marlboro Sled. Ooh, DeflatedWee getting very squirmy. If one of these top 4 gets the track limit penalty, this could be very, very dangerous for them. Yeah, we could potentially, Steely, Red Dragon, you're right. DeflatedWee could really start falling back in a couple of lap or two. As Codcamper makes a move past DeflatedWee, I imagine Willow will have a look at maybe making the move past him as well. He does. John is just going to slip behind. Head block. Colin McRae, Dirt 2. Oh. There was a little tap there that Shivers ended up having a look at the outside of Tozer. But I think we might be seeing a gap start to form here between the top two and DeflatedWee if his tyres do not improve. Or if Powell gets another 3-second time penalty, it's very unfortunate for his race. Velocity Racer gets another 3-second time penalty. I imagine Willow will make the move on Codcamper, and John will be making the move past DeflatedWee. As they do, and we also have Trev making his move past his teammate, which we missed, unfortunately. At the top, yeah, you got 13 races to change your fortune. Apparently the safety car is still out. Just to confirm, it is not. As of the lap 17, the safety car is still. It did come in. The gaps are getting bigger, as you can see. DeflatedWee has the potentiality of losing DRS this lap, but I think he's just going to be in it. He is, so that's kind of a saving grace for him that he is DRS this lap. Willow setting the fastest lap of the race. He'll be very happy with that, as Codcamper makes a move past. Maybe a little bit of team, maybe a little bit of working together from them to try and stop John getting too close to them. Good evening, Corgi. I hope you are enjoying the duty that you're putting yourself in. I have already referenced so many things that the 81 commentary box had, so I hope it's all going well over there. But we have got a very stern race on our hands. I think wet weather is supposed to be coming at some point in this race, but honestly, we have no idea. We had we had an extra formation lap to this race. We had an extra lap to the formation lap, which gave everyone a chance, another 3 minutes to get in the zone. We've had a safety car caused by absolutely no idea what caused that, and we have got overtake central down into turn 1. Smaller Smiley is dropped down to P10. That is a I have no idea what happened there. I thought Smaller Smiley was P5, but absolutely no idea what happened there. Padge. Yeah, we had the longest safety car ever. Preva's got a 3-second time penalty. Smaller Smiley has made his way past Deton. Oh, was ahead with Powen and Prev going at it. Oh, and looking at everyone else, this could be the cork in the bottle. No, the bottle and the cork for Willow, as he's got a 3-second time penalty. He is definitely not going to be happy with that, and that could very well cost him the lead of this race. When it comes to crossing the line, he could put this out all perfectly, but if he cannot shake off Codcamper and Willow, he is Willow. If he cannot shake off Codcamper and John, he might be on for P3 here, but he is not going to be able to get the win. I mean, we all know track limits at this track are very dangerous, but that is very unfortunate for Willow. And Shivers gets another 3-second time penalty. And as you can see, DeflatedWee has run 11 laps on those softs, so those softs must be crying for some help. But he has not got a time penalty yet. I imagine we'll be seeing another pit stop from a lot of the other drivers. So we'll have to see what tyres they pit onto, if they've got another set of softs available or mediums. Howard makes his way past DeflatedWee, who does come into the pit lane, and he drops down to P12. It will be P13 as soon as JJ passes him. You've still got the top 3 being the closest battle on track, apart from Padge being within DRS of Velocity Racer and Marlboro Sled being within DRS of Deton as well. We've got 10 laps to go in this race, but still no sign of any wet weather yet. We will have to wait and see to see if the weather report that we were given from the third-hand weather report we were given is true or not. I know most of the tires, I mean, unless as the hards have been banned, it does add a lot more strategy to this race. So even you've got DeflatedWee on fresh mediums, but everyone else ahead of him needs to pit. They realistically need to pit. I don't think we'll be seeing with 10 laps left. None of them will be able to make it to the end on their current tyres. So as soon as we start seeing people come in, DeflatedWee might have will have the benefit of an undercut here, and that is a guarantee, which should be able to push him back into the maybe even the top 5 or even higher. Yeah, and as Stelia said in the chat, there is free air for him to drive through. He is not going to have he's not going to have the benefit of DRS, but he is going to have free air, which is probably the more crucial one. And then we have a Velocity Gamer getting past, and oh, there we are. We has set the fastest lap of the race. He is on a rampage here. He is on a rampage. But the top 3 still within close competition. Here's our closest battle on the track. Ooh, Codcamper looking very squirmy on track. John will definitely be having a look. As Deton gets a 3-second time penalty in this race, and I think that is his second one. John, even with DRS and slipstream, is unable to catch up to the back of Codcamper. We'll have a look to see if Smaller Smiley can get ahead of Powen. He can. Both on the Powen's soft tyres must be really screaming. And then Deton has made his way past Malbro, and Velocity Racer has pit, so he will be going to the end, which means DeflatedWee gains another place. As the top three are making their way through Sector 2, DeflatedWee is not gaining on the leaders as much as he would want to. He has pulled out a 3-second gap to Padge currently, I believe. I think so. So we'll have to see how that plays out for the future. And Willow has a little moment into the final 2 corners. Padge gets a 3-second time penalty. Honestly, look very close to see Codcamper and John going off track there. We've got 4 drivers not having time penalties. DeflatedWee has even more time gain here. Powen is in for his final stop of the race. I imagine we'll be seeing as Shivers gets a time penalty. DeflatedWee overtakes his teammate of Powen here. I imagine we'll be seeing Willow and maybe John maybe even coming in. Because as soon as one of them pits, the undercut is in effect. And they are going to benefit from... I mean, I haven't done a long run on the medium, so I don't know what percentage these tyres are going to be at. But knowing from my the practice lobby yesterday, this one, DeflatedWee is 30 seconds off the leader, which I think a pit stop is 38. I think. So if they do pit, they will go behind DeflatedWee, if my memory serves me correct. So they might try and make it to, they might try and coast it through to the end, which is going to be very scary for those drivers, because as John has made his way Cod past, and we've got Prev into the gravel at turn 3. And it's getting very dark out there. Right, it's not dark enough. Yeah, a couple of laps ago I said they were going to have to pit. But I think now with only 6 laps left, they are not as it's raining! It is raining! We were talking about when the rain was going to go, but there are drops of rain falling onto the track as we speak. That has had a massive turnaround very quickly. They were predicting the rain and it didn't look like it was coming from the point of view, but maybe we'll be seeing in a lap or two that if the rain gets too heavy, then we might be seeing some of these guys pit. It does look like the conditions there for the top 3 they're getting very squirmy. As Shivers, Smaller Smiley, Prev have decided to pit for wet tyres. DeflatedWee might have messed himself over, as we've got a RB of, I think, JJ having a mistake. Is that a puncture? I think JJ is, well, JJ I think has a puncture, So he is all over the shop. And the top 3 are coming through the 3rd chicken. But there are droplets on the track. Now, they should really consider pitting. They're either going to pit now or they're going to stay out. This is very much like Netherlands 82 from last season, where the rain, the track only wetted out on the 2nd to last lap. So as you can see, the top 3 are now pitting. They got a 27-second gap to the people that stayed out, as DRS is now disabled. So we'll have to see the time game that Shivers is going to have, even with his time penalties. As Prev gets a another 3-second time penalty. I imagine we'll be seeing DeflatedWee. Yeah, Deflated. Everyone is struggling out there. It's way too wet for the drop. Oh no, Deton having a little moment there. And everyone is now pitting. Except from Shivers, who is going to be out in P4. So everyone is now pit, so it did get wet enough. As Prev is now up to P6. I think, who are the biggest winners from that wet period? Velocity Racer gets another time penalty, but your biggest winners are Shivers, Small Smiley, Deton, Padge and Powen. Unfortunately still out of the Powen is still out of the points, but he's gained 4 positions from that. And we've got 4 laps left. The John has pulled a 1.4 second gap on Codcamper. DeflatedWee manages to get past Deton. But if Codcamper cannot catch this gap, then this is John's race. This is John's race to win. And the gap is staying around the 1 second mark. Without DRS as well, it's going to be very difficult to overtake unless Codcamper's battery is there and there. The Cod is very quick in there. As you can see, he's gained about 4/10 within a lap. So we'll have to see what he can pull out in the last 3 laps. It's now 7/10. It might be shut as Willow gets another 3-second time penalty. That's huge. Willow is basically out of the. I mean, we were saying he's out of the winning race, but now he's. I think Shivers might still have more penalties than him. So yeah, Shivers got 15 seconds worth of penalties. So you're going to see some tumbling down. If the gap gets big enough, Malbro said could be in for P4 in his debut race. We will wait and see to see how that goes. I don't want to jinx anything just yet. But with 2 laps left, this is the win for this race is between Codcamper and John. Yeah, Corgi. So the penalties, it's that one. You have Willow on 6 seconds worth of time penalties, Shivers 15, Small Smiley 12, Prev 15, Deton, Padge and JJ have 6, Powen has 21 and Velocity has 9 seconds. And Shivers has 18 seconds worth of penalties. DeflatedWee, after pitting for mediums, could be on for P4. And Cod is gaining a lot here. And he has a moment there. Sorry everyone, little bit of technical difficulties, but Codcamper is now 4/10 back. He has got 2 laps to do this, but Willow is also there. I do not think Willow will want to get involved in this. But if Codcamper could get a good run out of the final 2 corners compared to John, he could very well make this move stick, and he could go on to win the very first race of the season. They've got a lap car ahead of them in JJ that they will navigate at some point soon. But Codcamper goes down the inside, gives John room, very safe, and it is still John ahead. So Codcamper will have one last opportunity to make this overtake. And JJ, as they touch into Toza, as JJ gets a 3-second time penalty in this race. This is going to get tasty, David. This is the sort of thing that we wanted. As Codcamper is very, very quick through Sector 2, could be showing a more downforce and more confidence in the wet. As we look through the trees, Codcamper is very, very confident. As the gap is still 4/10, but they are, well, they must be doing the same thing. They must be saving their battery, and Codcamper is very close to the braking zone. Who can get on the power the quickest? Can Codcamper get this overtake done? Can he produce the? He's not gaining that quickly. He's not gaining. So as long as John doesn't get a time penalty, John has won this race, and Willow has made it through on Cod. Oh no! No! Willow has made his way through on Codcamper. Unfortunately, that's not going to give Willow P2 because of his time penalties. But that is so unfortunate for Codcamper. He was absolutely amazing in keeping up with John. And that is so unfortunate for him. And we are on the final lap of the race. The gaps are massive, and to be honest, I don't know who's going to finish where, because the penalties are very substantial. So we'll wait and see, as we've got, I think that's JJ unfortunately getting a little caught up after Aqua Minerale in the mineral water corner. And that is, they are going to cross the line. John is going to cross the line to win the very first race. Willow will cross the line P2, but he is going to finish P3. Shivers P4 after a great undercut on the wet the inters. Smaller Smiley will cross the line to finish P5, but we'll wait and see where penalties puts him. Prev will be P6 across the line. DeflatedWee is next. We'll have to wait and see where he, how many positions he gains. Wee is up to P6, and then Marlboro Sled will cross the line to be a very good P8 on his debut in no assist. Deton P9. Padge crosses the line to get the last points paying position, and then you have our final, you have JJ, who's already crossed the line because he was lapped, and then you have our Powen crossing the line P11, and I think Velocity Racer got the position. So that is a very good start to this no assist season. We've had one amazing race. Can the other 12 deliver? So, Smaller Smiley, did you still finish P5 then? Just to clarify that there was no change in. Oh, okay, you did finish P5. That's a great, yeah, because you kind of like dropped down to P10, I think it was, out of nowhere, and we were a bit confused. Perfect. But John our reigning champion from last season, crosses the line to finish P1 here. Codcamper P2. Very, very good drive from him. And then Willow P3, unfortunate to get penalties. DeflatedWee gets the fastest lap, but to round out the top 10, we have John P1, Codcamper 1.3 seconds off the back of him, Willow P3, Shivers P4 with 18 seconds of penalties, Small Smiley P5 up from P9, and DeflatedWee P6, unfortunate with the rain, Prev P7, Marlboro Sled P8, D-Tom P9, Padge P10, and unfortunate drives for Velocity, Powen, and JJ. Unfortunately not scoring any points, but very respectable drives from them. And then our two retirees of Gertie Steve and Madagamer. That, honestly, I am very much looking forward to the rest of this season now. Oh, that was a cracking race. Thank you all for joining me for it. Um, we will have much more to come from that. I think I can't remember. Let me just check for you guys what the next track is. The next track in our calendar is Miami, and it is a sprint weekend, so that is going to be very entertaining. David, the top 15 only score in assist here, I believe. So this is top 10, but top 15 is assist here, I believe. I will check that with you, but I'm pretty sure it's only assist here that has the change point schedule. But even then, that is incredible work for the drivers to yeah, no assist is structured the same, so there are no points differences. It is top 10. No, thank you very much for joining me for this very first race. As I said earlier in the stream, I'm hoping that we might have a special guest every now and then with races, but I think it's definitely going to be me for the majority of the season. So we will be back next week for No Assist in Miami, but please come back and join us for the Imola F2 race. It'll be the return of F2 for the first time since season 2 on Thursday. I don't know who your commentators will be, but F2 is back. I will be in the car for that one. I will be in the Ronin Motorsport car. And then on Sunday, we will have Assist here. I think it will be Snacks will be streaming it, so you'll have great fun with him. But please join us for F2 on Thursday, and I will be seeing you lot next week. Good